So the leaves, petals, whatever you want to call them, I used a piece of paper. It's I don't think you can really see it, but anyway, it's especially, I don't really know what to call it, this type of paper, but anyway. So what I did is I drew my shape, which is basically, it's kind of like a pointy pear. So kind of like a heart-shaped, wonky heart shape, upside down. Something kind of like that, and then maybe a little bit okay, shaped like that. I'll do one on the green as well. You don't have to be identical. Okay, happy enough with that. Cut those out. And because I folded the paper in two, I'll have two of them. When I made the other ones, I folded like 3 or 4 pieces of paper at once, so I had multiples so that I didn't have to do them all one by one. Saved me a little bit of time, because this is a little bit time consuming, but it's worth it, and it's kind of fun. Okay. And for the pink ones, I also made a few smaller ones. So let's see. It's basically the same thing, just smaller. Okay, cut that out. And then I erased my pencil marks. Doesn't matter if you don't get it completely off. Okay, and then I'll do these 2 smaller ones first. So basically I bend or fold at the middle and try to get the tip. I'll show you better in a minute. And then unfold and put it aside for now. Do the same to the other one. Okay, and I'll show you better on the bigger one. Okay, so use the little dip as a bit of a guide, and then pinch it, and then come and do that at the tip. And it doesn't really matter if it doesn't really cooperate at the tip to too well because of the way you did it. Okay, and then join the 2 pinches like that. Okay, so I did that for each piece. The green ones too. Some of them are easier than others to get done. Okay. Now, again, I'll start with the smaller ones just to make it. I'll start with the smaller ones and then show you one of the bigger one. So basically I'm using a pen that has no ink in it, a dried up pen, and making marks that you probably can't see in the camera, but again I'll show you what I can show you on the bigger one. Just trying to do this one quickly. Okay, so how am I going to do this so that you can see? Maybe I'll try it on this. Okay. Okay, so start at your fold and just basically make an arch. It's hard because I have to hold the thing. Okay. And you just keep making arches all the way, and I don't think I can make it so you can actually see. But you will see when, well, here, you can see on this one. Okay, so basically you're just making those lines. You're just making arches all the way on both sides of the shape. Start at the middle and arch. Okay. So, and you can make as many or as few as you want. I think it looks best with lots of them, but it's hard even for me to see it because of the lighting. Try to connect like from one to the other one. Put that aside for now. Just all the way down both sides of your fold. Okay, do the same thing on the green. The harder you press when you're doing this, the better the results. So if you're heavy-handed like me, this is a good technique. Okay, one more. And if you have like a double fold like I have right here, you can just play around with the arches and things. Now I'm trying to rush here so that I don't bore you half to death, but when you're actually doing it yourself, you probably want to like be more careful and do it a little nicer. Okay, I've got that part done. I'm gonna put that away. Next up, I used my red Inktense pencil. Needs sharpening. And so just at the fold, kind of make a line, a squiggly, color in squiggly like, and then fill in each section. You'll see as you go along, fill in each section with the pencil following the curve. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try to just go in the direction of the curves. On the side there, I tend to get lazy about following the curve, but this just helps to add to the illusion of dimension and stuff. Now, I just made the leaf, the shape up in my head. I looked online for pictures of poinsettias, but yeah. So I used the pictures to help guide me. So I'll show you up here what I'm doing here. So do your initial line thing here, and then follow the curve section by section, and as you color, you start to see the lines you made with the pen that has no ink. Okay, now you can do it the way I'm doing it right now, which is like there and then the middle, and then move the paper so it's easier and finish your arch section by section. Okay, so you just fill that in. I'll be back. Okay, on the back doesn't need to be so precise. I'm just doing a little bit of color so that it doesn't, just in case it gets seen a little bit, just so that it's not.
Wait, Franklin and Phoebe answering machine. Please leave a message.
Pink, I guess. Just so that it looks finished, I guess. So I'm just using a Neocolor 2 watercolor crayon. And just, I'm not even following any lines or anything. I'm just kind of scribbling it on there just so that there's something on there. Not really paying much attention to what I'm doing. Now, if you wanted to, you could do basically the same thing you did on the front, but you want it to be a little bit lighter, not quite as dark on the back or bottom. Okay, once that was ready, I took my water brush, but you can use a normal paintbrush and water. and just do it. So on the back again, I'm not really being careful with what I'm doing. I'm just kind of activating the color, okay? Okay, so on the back, not really paying too close attention to what I'm doing. Just kind of spreading it. Okay, but on the front, I am paying attention and I'm going section by section, following the arch. Okay. Okay, then I set that aside to dry. Gonna do that to the other 3 red ones and I'll be right back. Okay, the green ones are a little bit different because I don't have a green Inktense pencil. Therefore, I just used a green Prismacolor that keeps breaking. This is dark green. Just need it sharpened enough. Okay, hopefully that'll do. Okay, so with this, you want to pay a little bit closer attention to what you're doing right off the bat. You want to follow your sections again. And kind of vary the pressure that you're putting as you go along. And on this one, you really can see when the lines show up from the inkless pen. Okay, show you the other side up close. So, or at least some of it. And if you see spots that you want to fix, you can do that. It's hard to do it up here when I'm holding stuff and whatever, but you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna finish that here. And don't be afraid to turn your paper around to make it easier to reach the parts you need to reach. So if you don't have watercolor or anything, you can do this with regular pencils, whatever pencils you have. You can do it with marker, whatever you have. You can do it with Crayola crayons if you want, just whatever you have. Okay, and here in the center, I darkened up the line trying to follow my fold. that I made. Okay, so that's like that. And then I take grass green, just another type of green. This one's a brighter, more Christmassy green, I guess. And just kind of, this one I'm not really following lines or anything. I'm just kind of, and you, like, I can see the difference, but it just adds a little bit. Just makes, it's just another layer to make it a little bit more real or something. It's not gonna be real looking, but you know what I mean. Okay. I guess I forgot to show you that other green up close, so I'll try to quickly do this. Apparently quickly is not really possible with this. It's okay. Okay, I'll finish the other side after, so okay. Okay, so just you probably aren't even seeing it. I can see it in person, but the camera's probably not picking up any difference. But it's worth doing. You don't have to, but I like it. Just makes it a nicer green, if there is such a thing. Okay, so I'll finish that one later. I'll show you the finish on this. Well, not the finish, but the as far as I got on the other ones with this one. Okay, so similar to what I did on the back of the red ones, Neocolor 2 watercolor crayon, and just kind of do whatever, not really paying much attention. You can, if you want to, you can pay attention and do it neat and similar to the front. Sorry. Okay, and then just activate that. And on this side, it doesn't matter if a little bit of red gets on it. So like on some of these, like right here, my fingerprint got on the red, got on the green, I mean, but that's okay. Okay, it did there a little bit too. Okay, so then I'll set that aside to dry. I'll be back for the next step with them when I'm ready, when they're dry and ready to go. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see good enough. Not the best lighting here in my painting area. Okay, now for today I'm going to use this piece of wax paper as my palette. Move that for a minute, and I'm going to try to mix a specific color, but I've never mixed that color before. I'm trying to mix a color very similar to this, but we'll see how it goes. It's not good. I don't want it to be identical, just as close to it as I can get. So I'm going to try to get my paint open. These things are great, except that they drive me crazy because they lock before I'm ready for them to lock. Obviously, I don't know how to use tools. It always takes me forever to get it at the right size because it, like I said, it locks before I'm ready for it to lock. There. Okay. Am I turning the wrong way? Probably. There we go. Okay. That's the only one that has a twisty cap. I don't think I'll need a lot of this. So this is Burnt Sienna, Galleria Winsor & Newton acrylic paint. Like I said, I don't think I'll need a lot of that, just a smidge. So I'm not gonna put it too far away though, just in case. And I think these two will be the main colors. So this is Amsterdam Standard Series, also acrylic paint, and it is what color? Yellow ochre. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wanted to double check. I'm gonna need a lot probably to cover the but, and it's hard to mix. Like if I run out, it'll be hard to mix a color that matches. Okay, and this is also, oh no it isn't. Okay, this is Artist Loft, also acrylic paint, and this is called Unbleached Titanium. Okay, I'm gonna start with this and see what that looks like. I'm gonna mix these two together. And that's actually already pretty close to the color I'm after. So I may not actually need that hint of red there. Or it's not red, but burnt sienna. Yeah, that's actually pretty close right there. I am going to use some white. This is Liquitex Basics. Also acrylic paint, and it's white. Titanium white. And there we go. I have the color I'm after. Well, that was easier than I expected it to be. Maybe just a little bit more white. And if I mixed too much, then I can use it on a different project. Hopefully I mixed enough. That hand doesn't have. Okay, so it's not exactly what I'm after all. Okay. Let's try just a smidge of that. And let's put it on. It's close enough. It doesn't have to be exact. But I wonder if I put a hint of burnt umber. Just a hint. Even less than the burnt sienna that I put in. And this is the Galleria Winsor & Newton, also acrylic paint. Okay, maybe just a smidge. These, I love these paints, but I don't like the twisty caps on them. Okay. Yeah. This is not the best palette to use, but for today, that's all I have. If I had taped it to a piece of cardboard, it probably would work better, but Soma, that's not a scratching post. Stop it. Okay, more white, and then I'm going to say this is good enough. Close enough. Ran out of palette paper. Okay. Let's say that's good enough, whether it is or not. Actually, I know, I keep changing my mind. Just a hint more of the burnt sienna. It's probably more than I need. I always have trouble getting caps back on things. Not just my paint tubes, but anything with a cap, a twisty cap especially. Okay, there we go. Now I'm happy. That is a lot closer. Okay, now you probably didn't see much of a difference that whole time, but okay, now let's just start with the brush, because this is only the first layer, so right, and I kind of forgot that I need to, it is pretty strong though. Maybe I won't need to do that. I was gonna put a layer of the paper towel right here too, just to make the bottom stronger, but it is pretty sturdy on there. I probably will, but I'll do this layer of paint because I just mixed it, and acrylic paint dries fast. Just gonna do the outside, I think. Like not in there. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of depends on what I have left for paint when I get there. When I'm made it all the way around. Okay, and as you can see, I'm just kind of, I'm just doing it. I'm not really, I'm just kind of scrubbing it in there. So don't use like a really good brush, because this is going to be rough on your brush if you're doing this. Okay, so you don't need to see me do the whole thing, I don't think. It's kind of boring. I'm basically just applying the first coat of paint. I'm going to go this part here that you can see. I will paint that as well. Paint the doors, and then like I said, depending on what I have left for paint, I might do a quick layer on the insides that I can reach. And I'll be back. Okay, I had exactly enough to do a quick coat around and inside the whole thing. So I did. And I forgot to mention that I accidentally, the doors are not moving. They are not hinged anymore. They're not able to open and close. And I could go to the trouble of cutting them off and then hinging them. But Franklin says he thinks it's okay the way it is. And so I'm going to leave it. Now, I'm going to try to get that. This needs to dry for a bit. I want to have the pattern for this before I do anything with it, so. Put that aside, and I'm going to use this previously used piece of wax paper on the other side as another palette and mix a little bit of burnt umber. Actually, I probably don't even need. I can just do it right on here, I think. Okay, raw umber, maybe a hint of sap green, if I can get it open. If I can get any out. this very old, which one was this again? Oh, this is burnt sienna? Huh. Okay. I don't want to contaminate it, so I'll use a different brush. There's only a little bit left in the bottom here, so, and that's plenty. Okay. Okay, and just tap, mix, tap, tap, mix. And again, this is abuse to your brush, so just be careful. Don't use your good brushes for projects like this one, because it is hard on them. Most of my brushes are like this one. They're like not very good quality and stuff, because I do a lot of this type of project with them, and so okay. I think that looks good just like that, actually. That I'll probably do both sides, but that should dry. Well, maybe I can. Okay. I don't really have enough for. Ah, shoot. Yeah, that's what you get for not having the patience to wait. So this side, I'm just gonna do a quick, simpler coat. And then do the tappity tap. But I don't want to disturb the other side. Okay, that'll do for now. I will do another coat, but it has to dry, so I can't actually do that side yet. So okay, that's gonna stick to the paper. But it's okay, because it'll add to the texture of it. Okay, I'm gonna leave that to dry. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit tricky, because the camera's not on the tripod right now because the batteries are gonna die soon. I keep saying batteries, but this camera only has one battery in it. Anyway, it's a special kind of battery that only lasts a half hour-ish. So, yeah, these are now dry. So what I'm doing is refolding, because in the process of drying it, it's still folded, but it's not as noticeable as I want it to be, and I'm just kind of shaping stuff and whatever, and then I turn it around and use a Sharpie to just make some lines, just to sort of finish it. And I keep forgetting to do this line in the middle first. There. You probably can't really see what I'm doing anyway. Let's see if I can hold it with this hand. And no, I can't, because I can't hold, because the paper will move. Yeah, okay. Anyway, you get the idea. And I'm gonna do this to these as well, using a red Sharpie, of course. And then I'll be back. Okay, so one last thing I've decided to do to the red ones only. Of course, it's the ones that I have the most of, but is to basically use this raspberry colored pencil, Prismacolor, to make those lines. Can you see that? There. To make those lines right there and in the middle. Just kind of following the marks with the inkless pen. And yeah, it's like I said, it's a subtle difference, but I like it enough to do it. Because without, it doesn't seem finished or something. And then with it, it just looks better. Okay, so I don't think I can set this so that you can see what I'm doing, but I'll try. No, you really can't see it. It's not the right angle. But it's pretty simple. I'm just going near the line. Sometimes it goes over it, but most of the time it's either on top or below it. The line from the pen with no ink. So I'm going to do all that, and it'll probably be tomorrow before I get a chance to do anything more on this project.